Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Stars and Garters. I'm Katie Pittett, and today I have a very special guest with me. This is my friend Mckayla Vogt. Say hi.
Hi.
Alright, so just for clarification, I know there's an episode coming out tomorrow that has another guest on it, and I'm going to say that the one in the next episode, is the first guest, which won't make sense, but I recorded that episode before this episode, so technically that's right, just to clarify. But anyway, that aside, today, for Marvel Monday, we're going to be sorting the original Avengers into their Hogwarts houses. So, just the original though, because there's a lot of Avengers, and I don't have time for that. So, we're just gonna do the original 6, I believe there were. Okay, so what are your just initial vibes for Tony Stark?
I'd say initial vibes for Tony Stark are definitely high and mighty,
He
kind of like either a Slytherin or a Gryffindor.
Right. He's an interesting one because it's like he's very his ego and like that what you were saying is a big part of him, and he's also like so smart. So
hmm
it's
He's
he's an
definitely
interesting
not a
one.
Hufflepuff.
No, in no way, shape, or form is he a Hufflepuff. Throw that
Yeah,
out the
which is,
window. No way.
yeah. Um,
But I like
he,
my first impression is pretty Slytherin vibes.
yeah,
Because he's just so like intelligent, but in a way where he uses it to just build himself up mostly.
true. That's very true. Um, Kind of a lot like Hermione does, which kind of leads you to Gryffindor.
That's true.
But
He
it
has.
depends on if you're going by book definition or movie definition,
Mm-hmm.
because they're slightly different.
Yeah, that's true. Um,
I feel like he's not humble enough to be a Ravenclaw,
that's true.
because
Like
Ravenclaws
I,
are,
yeah, because you definitely have that huge intelligence thing with him, but it's just he very much uses his intelligence for like one specific goal, whereas Ravenclaws kind of just are intelligent and they don't really mean to be, but it kind of affects everything. Whereas he is like
yeah,
channeling it into this one thing.
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to brag because I'm a Ravenclaw, but like, just
And I'm a
just
Slytherin,
saying.
so of course I'm gonna like lean towards like, we'll take him, but
Yeah, you want to do that for um. So it's like the you got to figure out like their main thing. So like if he was a Gryffindor, it would be more about like bravery and sort of
yeah,
uh
he's
just
brave, but it's always for his own purposes, which kind of points
that's
me to
true.
Slytherin. 'Cause that's more their
Yep.
thing. It's like we
Okay,
do
I'm
it for
feeling
our own.
yes, I'm feeling Slytherin. Are you feeling Slytherin?
I can agree to that.
All right. I think we're feeling Slytherin. So we'll say Iron Man. He is a
It is a
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
All right. Okay, this next one I feel like is going to be interesting. So I feel like next we should just go ahead and do Cap.
Oh, yeah, that's
He's a fun one as
definitely
well.
not Slytherin. Not a
No, like
Slytherin.
it's funny. It's funny how like they just the way they canceled out those two houses. Like it's like in no way is Tony the humble, sweet, others first house, and then it's
hmm
like in no way is Cap the ambitious, build myself up house. It's
Yeah.
like
He's ambitious, but not
I feel
in
like the
that
two.
way.
Yeah, right. I feel like
I
the
like the
two
team
strongest
makes it
options for
awkward.
him are gonna be yeah. I feel like the two strongest options for him are going to be Hufflepuff and Gryffindor.
Yeah. He's not really a knowledge guy, so that kind of rules out Ravenclaw.
Yeah, he's not dumb, but he doesn't like center himself around his intelligence.
Yeah.
It's not really a hallmark of his personality.
Yeah. For sure.
Um, so I don't know. It's so weird because you want to like see that he's so, brave and he just jumps into things, jumps right in and does what needs to be done for the greater good. So you want to say like that's a pretty Gryffindor thing, but like I don't know. I get some like huge puff vibes from him as well.
I can definitely agree. Like he's that quiet, calm. Like I feel like him and Bucky complement each other in that way of like
Hmm. Oh, for
Bucky's
sure.
the Gryffindor and Cap is the Puff to complement the Gryffindor.
Right. Because it's like um at I feel like he's gotten less puff, I will say, over the course of the movies cuz he got more. I feel like you can kind of see in like Endgame where he or I think it was Endgame when he like went back and instead of just beating up all the guys in the elevator, he was like Hail Hydra. So he was kind of more
Yeah,
willing to kind of he was not as attached to his loyalty or worried about looking or you know what I mean? Like he was more willing to
yeah,
be a little sneaky. Yeah.
he was definitely more willing to do things that he wouldn't have been majority of the series. So I'd say we go majority
Hmm.
of the series, which I
Right.
feel points him
Yeah, I
towards
agree.
being a Huff.
Yeah. I
He kind of
agree
reminds
because
me
he's
of Neville,
yeah.
but like a Hufflepuff version of Neville,
Oh, okay, I get that. It's yeah,
like a
that makes sense though
stronger
because he
Hufflepuff
has
Neville.
yeah, because he's like got that huge bravery and do the right thing vibe, but it's
Mhm,
just for him it's like he's less likely I feel to just jump in and do the impulsive thing to get what
mhm,
he to accomplish what he wants. I feel like he's more about doing it for the greater good, you know,
mhm.
which
Kind of
and
like
the good of
Neville turned Cedric.
yeah. Yeah. I feel that. Like, it's just I feel like he's just too concerned with the well-being of others
Hmm.
to not be a puff. It's just
Definitely. Everything
all
he
right.
does
So
is
are we
for other
going?
people.
Yeah. So are we going? Are we going puff? Do you think we can say?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Cap is a
Definitely.
puff. It's so funny when you have these superhero puffs, though. Like you never expect a puff to be the hero, but they can.
No, you don't.
Okay. I feel like this one's gonna be kind of easy, but we'll see if something happens. So the next one we have is Thor.
Oh my gosh.
See, I feel like he's just such a Gryffindor.
He really,
Like,
he really is. Like, not in the newer movies because the newer movies haven't played him that well or
that's true.
accurately.
He's definitely right. He's
But like,
definitely in the newer movies. Yeah, in the newer movies, especially like this latest one, like Love and Thunder, it shows him. It like doesn't focus on him as a person as much. Like,
hmm,
but you really get to see his personality in like the first Avengers movies and
like
his first two
Ragnarok
movies
and
even.
stuff like that. When he's doing stuff like for his brother and for
Hmm.
Jane, and he's very
Hmm.
others focused while being self focused. And I
Yeah.
need to present myself a certain way, focused at the same time.
Hmm. Yeah. Cause, but I feel like still at the center of his personality is gonna be that kind of what's the word? It's the Gryffindor vibe. I don't know how to describe it, but
Yeah,
it's just he's very uh his he kind of does before thinking a lot. Um,
yeah,
and he's
yeah,
very impulsive, and
definitely.
just very outgoing and showy, kind of, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's odd because he's
Hmm.
definitely not a Slytherin, but in a lot of ways he's similar to Draco in having that like need to please his dad and like want to
Mhm.
please his dad, and like that's the majority of his character, but he kind of shows that
Sure.
like not crossing the line of becoming
Mhm.
um willing to do anything.
Yep, he shows it in a much different way than they did with Draco.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like goes and jumps into whatever he thinks will do that without really
Yeah.
thinking it through. He's not like planning and thinking out all these things. He's just kind of like, "Ooh, I could do this," and he goes and does it, which is a very Gryffindor thing.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Thor Gryffindor.
Thor's a Gryffindor.
All right. Okay, all right. This next one could be fun. I feel like I have some very strong first vibes for this one as well, but we could see where it takes us because the next one is Black Widow.
Ooh, she's an
Mhm.
interesting borderline multiple personality character
Mhm.
almost.
She's very layered, very layered. Yep.
Yes.
It's see, and I don't want to say this just because she's a spy, but she is also kind of giving me those initial Slytherin vibes. And like,
Yeah.
I know you can kind of like fall into that thing of just, oh, she's a spy, she's sneaky Slytherin and then move
Yeah.
on. But I think there's like actual reasons.
Yeah. I feel like she's definitely cunning, but not in a bad way. In the
Mhm.
way that she's like, she does what it takes to save others through
Mhm.
bravery, but in that
Mhm.
sneaky, snaky
Mhm.
kind of way.
Yes, for sure.
That's kind of the Slytherin way. Um,
Mhm.
I think us Slytherins would gladly claim her.
Oh, I mean, for sure. It's like she's definitely heroic, and I also feel like, Slytherin is
Hmm.
another one of those houses where you're like, you're not initially gonna think, oh, that's the hero house. I feel like
Hmm.
Gryffindor gets stereotyped as the hero house. And
Yeah.
so it can be really tempting to just throw any great hero into Gryffindor, but it's the way she is a hero is so different than the typical hero.
She's a hero because of what she overcame, and the way
Hmm.
she overcame it was very cunning.
Exactly. She used that ambition and cunning to become a hero, and it wasn't all about bravery and recklessness for her. It was about,
Hmm.
that cunning intelligence that she had.
Hmm.
But yeah, we want to safely say that she's a Slytherin.
Yeah,
All right, Black Widow
we'll
in
take
Slytherin. Oh, oh dear. Okay,
it.
the next one we have is Hawkeye.
Oh,
All right,
that's a
let's
tricky
just say,
one.
bro is underrated. People don't
Yeah,
know enough about him as they should. So I
definitely.
feel like people can kind of do this thing where if they don't know enough about a character, they throw them into Hufflepuff. Like I don't know if that's a thing, but
Yeah.
I feel
Everyone,
like
I've heard a lot of people say Hufflepuff for him, but he's not
mhm.
very quiet or meek
Yeah,
or
he's
calm.
he's yeah, I can definitely see where they come from. Like even if they're not if even if they are actually thinking it through, I kind of get like yeah, he is that sweet kind of I don't know if sweet's the right word, but he's that like, he's the family man. He does,
Mm,
he's very thoughtful of others. But there's a lot more to him that you kind of have to look
mhm.
and it's
Yeah,
you see a lot more cuz he he had his old Ronin phase, which, you know,
yeah. Which I think a lot of people discredit and is very important to his character building, for
hmm
sure.
which, yeah, it adds a lot to think about for his character.
Mhm.
Because, you want to think sneaky man going underground, murdering all these bad guys would be kind of a Slytherin vibe. But if you think about why he did it, I feel like it could be considered pretty. Gryffindor kind of recklessness,
Yeah.
impulsiveness vibe. Does that make sense
Yeah.
to you?
He, yeah,
Okay.
he honestly kind of reminds me of a combination of Harry and Ron.
Yeah. Yeah, I can
Like,
see that. Because it's
Harry's
like,
willing to go out and do anything, and Ron's
mhm,
mild arrogance in doing it, and then thinking through it
mhm.
later.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Because he has all those layers to him. I feel like he's just so he's sort of he just always, will speak his mind, and he's always
Yeah.
he is very brave and, quick to act, I feel like. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? I feel like a
Yeah,
very
definitely.
strong argument could be made for Gryffindor for him.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like, I don't know. There's definitely the slight Ravenclaw argument almost because he does
Sure.
gain so much
Mhm.
intelligence in everything. Like, he's
Yeah.
such a layered character that he could fit into any of them easily,
Mhm.
you know, kind of
Yeah.
like Natasha could.
Mhm.
But he just could slide into any house he wanted to. But I feel like the one that he stands out in and would like thrive in is Gryffindor.
Yeah, I think that's a very good way to put it because he just has so many aspects to him where if you look at one specific aspect, you're going to be like, "Oh, he did that, he's a Hufflepuff. Oh, he did that, he's a Slytherin." But I do feel like if you consider it all as a whole, he has a constant kind of where he is very quick to act, and just very, he just has that constant Gryffindor quality to what he does. I feel like. All right, so we're
Definitely.
going we're going against the popular vote. We're gonna put Hawkeye into Gryffindor.
Gryffindor it is.
All right, some controversy there. Ooh, okay. I always like talking about this one because the last original Avenger we have to sort is the Hulk.
Ooh, Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Definite
Yep.
multiple personality
See,
disorder there.
exactly. I feel like you can't just sort the Hulk. I feel like it's
Bruce
kind of
and
unfair to
Hulk are
not.
two different,
Yeah,
separate.
exactly.
So let's separate them. Let's
Yeah,
do
I feel
like the
like
Hulk and then Bruce.
yeah, it's almost unfair to not separate them because it's like
Hmm.
they are very very distinct people. Like this is not one person. This is two
Yeah,
people. I mean, he kind of merged it into one person, yes, but like at least if we're considering he like the Hulk and Bruce Banner, two different people all the way.
yeah, definitely
So
two different people.
I guess we could sort Banner first,
Yeah.
which I am ready to accept him into my house, uh,
I
because
can definitely
he's,
see that.
yeah, he is so smart, which is a big thing about him. He helped, design Ultron. He's like a
He
whole
designed his alter
scientist.
ego.
Yeah, exactly. And also what he did in Endgame with like becoming Smart Hulk, like that takes a lot of intelligence to
Yeah.
figure out how to do as well. Um,
Hmm.
so
Yeah. I think you could
it's
definitely make an argument for Hufflepuff almost.
oh for sure, for
Um,
sure.
for
Like
sure.
the
Because
dude
he's
is
so
so
laid back and chill
yes,
and quiet
yes, he's
and
so chill.
most of Moody, like all the typical Hufflepuff things,
Yes.
but he is 100% a Ravenclaw in my opinion.
Yes, because I feel like again at the core of even though you can make arguments for each house, his intelligence just shows up in everything and that yeah, he's just driven by um intelligence and not I feel like more than anything. So,
Yeah.
Bruce is
That,
a Ravenclaw, we are saying. And then the Hulk, it's the Hulk. It's pretty hard to see him as anything other than a Gryffindor, because
yeah.
it's pretty hard to sort someone whose personality is literally just smash.
Smash. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and smash is a Gryffindor, thing.
Trait. He kind of reminds me of Ron.
Yeah,
Just
like a
destroy,
just
finish it
destroy.
off, get it done.
Okay, I think I see what you mean, but I feel like it's pretty hard to make an argument for anything but Gryffindor with the Hulk. All right, so Hulk, we're gonna put him right in Gryffindor. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I guess that's all. I'll recap real quick. Um, Iron Man was a Slytherin. Cap was a Puff. Thor was a Gryffindor. Black Widow was a Slytherin, I believe. Hawkeye was a Gryffindor. And Bruce Banner was a Ravenclaw, while the Hulk was a Gryffindor.
Yep.
Alright. It's like a pretty good mix, I would say.
Yeah.
It was nice having you on. Thank you so much for being here.
Definitely. Another time we'll have to assign the villains' houses.
That's literally an idea that I have already. And that sounds super fun. So can't wait.
Me neither.
Alright. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode of Stars and Garters. If you would just follow for me and maybe leave a comment if you disagreed with any of these sortings, tell us why. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.